So where were we? What did we do? What did we learn? We found the tabloid in the dump, and we learned the context around the killing that happened in Hinamizawa a few years back. And while we were trying to get that Colonel Sanders statue out for Rena was like, "I'll be right back," and then came back, snuck up on us with a axe in her hand. And then when we turned around all scared, she was like, nothing. You said you needed the axe to get Colonel Sanders out. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess we did. And then we also were initiated into the club with a very fun old bachelor, like a variation of old maid, card game, very dramatic anime. You've activated my trap card. Oh wait, it was a double reversal trap card moment that was very fun to read. It's a fun blend of just goofy, lighthearted, slice of life character stuff, and then, stuff is actually pretty dark and pretty haunting out here. And this little town of Hinamizawa might be a little twisted. Let's keep going. The function of this school as an educational facility is very questionable. Our PE class is exceptionally disorganized. The only things we do together are the warm-ups at the start. The teacher isn't even there after that. All we do is play together.
No helping it. Everybody's a different age or gender. The only rule was that we have to stay on school grounds while exercising.
All the little kids were gallivanting about. Well, they certainly are being active. They might be getting plenty of exercise, but the Board of Education probably completely forgot about this school. What's up, Alpha?
Sorry to keep you waiting. We're all together now. What shall we do today for PE?
All right, we have all our members gathered now.
Now then, class representative, what shall we do for PE today? What shall we do?
Myeon harumphed and crossed her arms haughtily, surveying the area.
Explosive power and endurance. There are no friends in the world of sports. Everyone is a rival. The only thing you can trust in is your own body.
What the heck do you mean by that? You really read too much manga, I quipped without missing a beat.
And so, we'll be taking a lesson from history. The tried and true king of all outdoor melee events. Let's play tag.
It was quite the adorable choice to make after playing it up so much.
Just what I was hoping for. That Thunderhead Keiji-san shall be the first one to be it. I won't be beaten. I'll try my best too. You can't beat me.
Why are you guys so into it?
The third rule of our society, you must partake in the game, enjoying it without question.
Then, this counts as a club activity? Everyone smirked at each other. They all seemed pretty confident. I'm a man. Physically, I should be able to keep up with any girls at my own age. Regardless, Myeon and Satoko looked like they were aiming for victory, and Rena was looking at me as if pitying my disadvantage. Fine. Tag. I'm in. My yell echoed across the school grounds. These were the rules. Anyone who was able to evade being tagged before the bell was a winner. But we didn't switch who was it. The ones who were tagged by it also became it. So the number of people who were it could increase exponentially. The endgame would become a hellish siege.
We call this version zombie tag, you see?
I see. Anyone infected by a zombie turns into a zombie. Sounds kind of fun. Why was I not playing zombie tag? We were playing freeze tag, we were playing sardines, we were playing regular tag. Zombie tag sounds insane. You were a zombie tag player at summer camp?
Why do you make it sound so scary, I wonder?
As soon as I catch Rena, I'm gonna tear out her entrails while she's still alive.
Gross, Keiichi-kun! That's gross!
Rika-chan placed her hand on Rena's head as she panicked.
Don't worry. Before Keiichi gobbles you down, I'll eat you up gently.
Rika, that isn't comforting at all.
Both Mion and I nodded deeply. So, the first it. How do you decide who's the zombie? With rock, paper, scissors?
Well, it is class time after all. Let's decide by answering questions. I'll ask the questions, and the one who isn't able to answer is the zombie.
I have no idea which grade level they're coming from.
What does the Japanese word roku mean?
A streaming service. I was bewildered by this sudden question. Mion repeated it.
So you need to answer. What's roku in English?
It's 6.
How about Kutsushita? Socks! What's the third last letter in the alphabet? It's X. What does seibetsu mean?
Of course I know what that is.
Satoko cut herself off before finishing the answer. I see. That's quite a lewd question.
You're an adult, aren't you? Of course you know what it is, right?
I certainly do. Of course I know.
Then go ahead and say it. That. You know. That. What does that mean exactly? Satoko looks like she's in trouble. How cute.
Don't take her home, it's a crime. If I didn't nip it in the bud, she really might have tried to take her home. Mion's pursuit was relentless, making Satoko stammer.
Now then, go ahead and say it, nice and loudly. What does that mean?
I do know.
That
Means a previously indicated person, thing, or event.
Huh? Oh.
All of us were a bit surprised by Rika-chan's unexpected answer. I see, well, it certainly is what that means. That could have been awkward. I wonder what I would have done in Satoko's position. I'd probably get ticked off and just blurt out you-know-what at the top of my lungs. I wouldn't want you as an enemy, Mion Sonozaki. Thank goodness you were born a girl. If you were a boy, you'd probably be a perverted asshole.
It appears I have no choice. Unfortunately, I, Satoko Hojo, shall assume the role of the zombie. I shall eat everyone.
Seems like she's raring to go.
All I must do is count to 100, correct?
Some jerks skip numbers while counting to 100, so you can start chasing after you solve this problem.
Oh, Keiichi-kun, give her a simple one, okay?
1/5 of a cake, 1/6 of a cake, and 1/7 of a cake are all on a plate.
Oh no! There are no common denominators?
Satoko grabbed a stick in a panic and began drawing a cake in fractions on the ground. If Satoko, who can eat one cake in 60 seconds, eats all of them, well, how many cakes are left on the plate? Just as I finished giving the word problem, Yon shouted.
Ready? Go!
On Mion's signal, everyone but Satoko scattered.
Keiichi-kun, that wasn't a problem at all, was it?
Satoko had already lost the moment she started working it out. She's eating it all, so of course there's nothing left on the plate. Everyone dashed off in a direction they thought was best. Knowing the lay of the land, they probably headed right to the best spots. It was obvious I was at a disadvantage. At a time like this, it would have been more effective to go along with those trained in survival skills, like Nyon, for example. The fact that I didn't realize it at the start of the game probably hurt my chances. Glancing back over the school grounds, I saw Satoko just rising up to start. She was really mad. Oh, she got tripped up on such a dumb question. I stood at one of the corners of the school. I had clear sight lines in 2 directions, and would probably have a good response time if any zombies started closing in. For the time being, I caught my breath and focused on what I was trained to think during club activities yesterday. Now think calmly, Keiichi Mibara. If I was it, what would I do? Increasing my numbers would be a shortcut to victory, and going after the weakest player first is the obvious plan of attack. Meaning, me!
Now then, where would Pikachu-san possibly be? I shan't let you escape.
But of course, what would be the best method to track me down? Footprints, or smell, or some type of trail. If I could craftily hide my tracks, then there would be no trail for Satoko to follow. But I was no detective. Would I even be able to do that kind of thing in an amateur game like this? Tomita, Akamura!
Have you seen Keiichi-san recently?
What the heck? Do zombies hunt their prey by asking nicely where they went? Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun pointed to the location where I was hiding. After confirming she was headed in this direction, I abandoned my position. It wasn't easy to hide myself with all those little kids running around as they pleased. It was becoming even more obvious that I was at a disadvantage from not being familiar with these surroundings. Well, if that's how it's gonna be, then to confront this intelligence-gathering zombie, I'd just counter it in a similar vein. I approached some girls playing with a ball. I'm sorry, but could you relay this message? Tell Satoko Hojo that her parents are at the gate, please?
Message? Okay.
I stopped the girls as they turned to run off. Wait! And don't go yet. Also, take this one to Mion Sonozaki. Tell her the teacher is calling her to the gate. I am quite the schemer if I do say so myself. If things went well, then Satoko and Mion would run into each other at the gate. It would put me at a disadvantage if more people were it, but this was Mion we were talking about. She'd figure out a way to escape. But that was just fine, as long as it bought me more time. Dance for me, Mion and Satoko, in the palm of my hand! Having my fill of playing the con man, I looked for a place to hide. If you think about it logically, I'd only bought myself a scant amount of time, and it might even come back to bite me. Once it became apparent that I began spreading false information through messengers, I could end up being the recipient of one of those messages. Satoko would probably ask the messengers to help her look for me. That would mean there would be more zombies than participants in the game. That virus that was brought about by my mischief could cause an epidemic. All my classmates would transform into zombies, and they'd all be searching for me. Oh, this tactic might backfire horribly. While trembling at the thought of the impending dawn of the dead, I began searching for a safe house. I found a shed by the incinerator behind the school. After climbing up to the roof, I held my breath. It wasn't a bad place to hold out. Not only did I have a good line of sight, but if necessary, I could jump off in 3 different directions to escape. It was getting rowdy down there. The lower grades were running around below the shed. Meibar-san isn't around. Is he over there?
Nope. Where's Keiichi-san, I wonder? His dad's at the front gate.
That was definitely a lie. The word gate, the same one I'd used, gave a hint of revenge. So Mion was behind this. I was still keeping one step ahead of the game. I felt bad for my underclassmen, but they'd have to search until the school bell. Hey, do you know where Keiichi-san is at? His mom suddenly got really sick. A message from Mibara-san. They said his house caught fire and he needs to come to the gate. A jumbo jet fell on top of the Maybara residence.
The police have come to question him.
Anything goes now.
They say he enjoys peeping into bathrooms.
Huh?
Is it true he's going around every night stealing panties? Who were they talking about? I heard he wears the panties on his head and he smells them and stuff. No way I would do that. I heard that class representative Mion was a victim too. What? Whoa! This was your doing, Mion. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. This is Mion's battle tactic. She's trying to flush me out. Just hold on. If my underclassmen thought about it logically, they would know that this is all nonsense. But small kids don't think about things logically. To them, all of the things were true, so they all chuckled together while looking for me. I win, Mion. It's my victory. Wiping unrelenting tears away, I felt intoxicated by my own victory. Did you hear? I heard that the new transfer student Maebara-san is really a perverted person. The cost of beating Mion had too high of a price. Oh! Someone passed below. Shh! That's Rena and Rika-chan.
Rika-chan, you're still okay? I'm getting by somehow. It seems Mii-chan is it as well.
Mion? Oh, it couldn't be. She'd become it because of my little strategy? This confirmed that Mion was behind this relentless message war. Then, this wasn't good.
We finally got away from Mii-chan, but Satoko-chan, Satoko is searching around the pipes, so we should be safe here for a while.
Upon hearing that, I breathed a sigh of relief. While Rena was slumped on the ground breathing heavily, Rika-chan had started creeping up to her. Rika-chan doesn't normally make noise when she walks, but... Oh, it's strange. No, it couldn't be.
Whoa! Rika-chan! What is it? What is it? Huh? Don't worry.
I had never seen Rika-chan smile so creepily before.
Why are you coming closer? Why? Rika-chan isn't a zombie, is she? Don't be scared. I'll be sure to eat you gently. No way! Rika-chan, no!
Rena was pressed against the wall, and Rika-chan lurked towards her with both arms out, just like a zombie. Rena quaked with her back pushed up against the wall. It was quite a surreal scene of horror, like one of those zombie breakout videos you'd see. At that moment, Rena's eyes met mine.
Keiichi-kun, save me!
Zombie Rika-chan turned 180 degrees, exorcist style, and glared right at me.
I found him. I see Kei-chan.
Mion popped out from behind the cinder block wall where the garbage dump. Around the garbage dump, also seeing where I was. My position was only advantageous when there was one zombie. Being surrounded, this was not as good.
You said you located Keiichi-san?
I could tell that Satoko was rushing my way. It seemed that Rika-chan had let Rena escape, and now she was bearing her fans in my direction.
Oh. Come on down, Kei-chan.
The three zombies circled the shed, moaning curses. You guys are scary! Too scary!
I wonder how Keiichi-san's guts taste. Keiichi-san.
Keiichi, I want you to become one of us.
Someone please save me! I saw Rena apologizing to me from across the schoolyard. An apology? Sorry. Leaving me for dead? Rena! I leapt off the roof out of fear, slipping as I landed. Satoko and Rika jumped on top of me, and after straddling me, they tickled me all over my body. Stop! Whoa.
So this means Rena is still left. There isn't much time until the bell.
Damn you, Rena! How dare you leave me for dead? The feelings of a zombie. Yo, what's up, Zero Fire? I understood how vengeful ghosts with lingering regrets felt.
It's sad. So sad. But Keiichi is one of us now.
It felt like I'd been bitten by a vampire and was now one of their thralls. It was a strange feeling being welcomed over to the side that had pursued me. Zombie tag is quite profound.
There's no time to postulate. We must capture Rena-san.
The principal's walking down the hall. The bell will ring soon.
To devour Rena, I, who had been turned into a demon of vengeance, needed to use any means necessary. Except I wasn't just a zombie. I was a master of the night. A vampire! Using the same trick that had tightened the noose around my own neck, I used my classmates to further my evil designs. I gathered up the lower grades from around the school grounds. Everyone listen! Rena's in big trouble. All of you, please, look for Rena.
It's a bigger problem than a jumbo jet crashing into your family's house?
Oh, yeah, it had turned into that, hadn't it? Huh. Mjoln whistled nonchalantly, trying to avoid the blame. Yeah, it's not even in the same league as jumbo jets. What fell on Rena's house was a space colony. A space colony? Yeah, it's a really big disaster. Everything in a 100-kilometer radius was obliterated. But that's only the prelude to this tragic tale. This is the beginning. It's the start of a war for independence by the propagandapality of Zeon. The lower grades were dumbfounded, their eyes like saucers at this grand turn of events.
What will happen? Will the Terran Federation lose?
Oh, if things keep going on like this, they will. Only one person can defeat the Red Comet, and that person is Rena Ryugu. The lower grade students all gulped. It seemed I'd made them fully understand that the fight for Earth was lost without Rena. Now scatter, comrades! We must find Rena! My comrades in the lower grades let out an enthusiastic cheer and dashed off in various directions around the school grounds. There was still one person who hadn't gone. But I thought that the Terran Federation's impulse wave diffusal cannon didn't work on the Comet Empire. You're close. That's the white variety of the comets. The reason it didn't work was because they didn't know the weak point. And of course, Rena knows the weak point all too well. Ryugu-san is amazing. Satisfied with that, she also rushed off to look for Rena. It does seem like there are some promising up-and-comers amongst the youngsters.
Little Kei-chan's abilities. This old man knows them better now.
It didn't really feel like she was complimenting me, but whatever.
Really though, how exceptional, Keiichi-san. This looks quite promising.
If we have this many, we could win. With this many, we will win. I was thinking that Keiichi would have been a better nominee for the initial zombie.
Rika-chan's words stung a bit, but I'll let it slide for now. Not even Rena would be able to escape the entire class. As a result of everyone's thorough search, Rena was finally cornered in the back of the sports equipment shed.
You're all scary. Keiichi-kun too? So scary.
It probably was scary being chased around by the entire student body. All the lower grades closed in on Rena, saying she was the only one who could save the world.
What are you all saying? I can't control a mech.
Rena, how could you leave me for dead? Are you ready to pay for it?
I'm sorry about that, Keiichi-kun, but I didn't have a choice.
Do not resist. Let yourself be devoured.
Let's all be together. Now, Rena, say your prayers.
Rena had stumbled onto a mat, trembling, with tears in her eyes. I closed in. Associating this situation with a similar, particularly immoral one made my pulse quicken just a little bit. Satoko and Rika-chan were both wiggling their fingers. They probably wanted to tickle Rena. Rena, wanting no part of what she knew was about to happen, went stiff with fear.
Keiichi-kun, you wouldn't do mean things like everyone else, would you? Would you?
I wonder...
Oh.
Now then, are you ready?
Okay, so long as it's Keiichi-kun.
The face she made as she resigned herself to her fate, it made my heart skip a beat.
I believe that Keiichi-kun won't do horrible things to me.
Oh, body, it won't move. That had to be some sort of anti-zombie mantra. The second my sense of reason chimed in, this beast inside of me died instantly. Oh, and there was the bell. It's game over.
Yay! I did it! I did it! I survived! Yay! Yay!
Rena pranced around merrily as if a curse had been broken. Huh. So daylight broke in the nick of time, and the evil zombie army disintegrated into dust. And so the heroine survived. Well, that's how it goes in the movies anyway.
What are you postulating about? This is all because Keiichi-san was dawdling about.
Punishment is required.
I was subdued by Satoko and Rika-chan and once again sentenced to death by 100 tickles. Oh, forgive me!
And the award for surviving goes to Rena Ryugu and Mion Sonozaki. Yay! Huh? Mii-chan wasn't a zombie? Only pretended to be one. They say you need to deceive your allies before you can deceive the enemy, you know?
Mion, you little...
Yeah. Hurry up and change, alright? And don't be late for the next class.
Let go of me, Satoko! Rika-chan! Ah! Having had my fill of being terrified to my very core by club activities, I solemnly swore I would have Mion crying for mercy next time. That PNG tube's very sensitive. Hang on. Let me do that. Should be a little better. Thanks for chilling, everybody. I really like reading this. It's very fun. It's very fun to... Honestly, it reminds me of, like, Goonies or It or any of those, like, young kids having an adventure type stories that have, like, these sinister undertones. I think the It Losers Club is a cool parallel. Similar sort of, like, these kids are endeared to each other and, you know, they're familiar with something that happened in this town years ago, and the new kid just wants to learn more, but nobody's telling him. After arriving home, I quickly made preparations to head out once again. I had agreed to meet with Rena to dig Colonel Sanders out of that mountain of treasure from before. Mom, do we have work gloves? And I need towels too.
Aren't they in the shed out back? The towels are by the sink.
All right, now I was all ready. Looking at me, my mom stared quizzically. What's going on, Keiichi? Where are you headed to in that getup? If they come to the dump again illegally, he'll be buried completely, and it'll be impossible to dig him out. And if that happens, Rena will undoubtedly go after the Colonel Sanders in front of the fried chicken place in town. A bit of excavating, so my classmate doesn't become a criminal. Well, don't be out too late. Mom returned to the kitchen with a puzzled expression still on her face. Cutting through the woods as a shortcut to the dam site, I ran into someone. Tomitake? Tomitake? Yeah, I got it eventually. Third time's the charm. It was Tomitake-san. Probably taking pictures of wild birds again with that precious camera of his. It couldn't be that all the pictures he took of was handsome young men in the twilight. Hey, long time no see. Keiichi-kun, right? My due regards. I expelled the rude imagery from my head and greeted him without inciting anything. And by the way, was that girl an acquaintance of yours? He was probably talking about Rena. I'm guessing by the way Tomitake-san was shaken up. Yeah, what was that all about? She was walking around with a bared axe, and she was laughing with a huge smile across her face. That was Rena, without a doubt. I expected she was grinning in anticipation of taking Colonel Sanders home. I hid myself because I thought it might be dangerous. Should I call the cops to be safe? Well, it certainly would be quite the spectacle for a girl of her age to be roaming around with an axe. Tomitake-san's reaction was the epitome of logical. It's fine, just leave her be. She's just wandering around, looking for more victims. Tomitake-san was alarmed by my crass response. Well, it's probably hard for normal people to understand Rena, so I'll just toss out a bunch of baloney. If you were to be killed out here, she'd probably be the one to do it. Try not to snoop around too much around here. With a condescending smirk, I started off in the direction of the dam site where Rena was waiting. Before I got too far, Tomitake-san abruptly called out to me. Keiichi-kun, is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Wait, I didn't mean it that seriously. I did try to make it obvious, but... I'll try my best to be careful. Leaving only those words behind, Tomitake-san turned around and left. I didn't really mean to call him an outsider. I wasn't really implying anything when I said that. It was only meant to be a joke, but it felt like I'd said something bad.
Keiichi-kun! I was waiting for you. Let's try our best today.
I understood what Tomitake-san was trying to say. Somebody gallivanting around while waving an axe around would certainly seem dangerous. You should put a cover on that axe. You know, when you have it in public. It's not good to carry it around in the open like that.
Seems that I lost it, so there isn't one.
Thinking about it, there really was no need to try to keep up appearances. Everyone in Hinamizawa probably already knew about Rena's, eccentricities. She's probably the only person around here who could carry an axe and not be considered suspicious. Ah well, let's finish this today. If we bust through this last beam, we should be able to pull him out. I've got everything I need. Leave it to me.
Okay.
I took the axe from Rena and made my way up the unstable slope.
Just wait, Colonel Sanders. Keiichi-kun will save you.
Alright, get back. I'll finish this in one go! A solid thwack rang out around Hinamizawa as if the job was being done by a lumberjack.
How is it? Think you can do it? If it looks too hard, you don't have to strain yourself.
If I can break through this, then we'll be good. I've got plenty of power today. I can do it. But this adversary was more formidable than I expected. First of all, I'd never used an axe before. During a school camping trip, I had wanted to split the wood, but I lost at rock, paper, scissors, so I wasn't able to do it. Because the spot where I was standing was so unstable, I soon became tired and decided to take a break. Minions. Rena had already spread out a tarp and laid down some tea and sweets. I'm fine, I'm almost there. I'll make sure Rena can give Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Giving Colonel Sanders a goodnight kiss? Oh.
Oh, I knew that they weren't minions. I mean, this is like at least a decade before Despicable Me. Come on, they just look exactly like minions. Okay, here's the real theory, Nancy. Here's the real theory. Whoever did the OG design for the minions was a Higurashi reader. Cause this one, that's the wide one, and you can even see like the blue of the overalls down here. Okay? How are you? That's my leading theory now. The person that designed Gru and the minions saw the three minions here and said, that's a great idea. I'm getting encoding overload pop-ups here in OBS. Obviously, this is a new computer. Is anything weird or funky going on stream-wise? Or does it seem pretty smooth so far? Normal? Seems good? Nope. Okay, alright. It's just popping up at the bottom, and I didn't see that on the old computer, so I don't know what the deal is. Come to think of it, Rena, you're a transfer student too, right? Where did you live before? I asked her nonchalantly while drinking some tea. I had thought she'd lived here all her life.
Oh, in Kanto. It wasn't as rural as it is out here, but it was still out in the countryside.
Why'd you move here? To Hinamizawa, I mean. You know, this is pretty far out in the boonies.
Why did you move here? Does it have to do with your dad's work?
Dad said he wanted to relocate his studio. He'd been saying for a while that somewhere deep in the mountains like this would be perfect.
Studio? Is your father an artist or something?
He paints scenery. Seems that twice a year now he opens a gallery for the stuff he does. When he started, his works were displayed in an industry plaza in Tokyo, but now they're exhibited in the Makuhari Messe. He's determined to have them displayed in the Waterfront International Exhibition Hall.
That's amazing! Let me see him next time.
I was too embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know what kind of pictures my father painted. Well, eventually I would. I picked myself up while giving some vague answers.
But you transferred in the middle of a semester, didn't you? Wasn't that a hassle?
Not really. I was getting bored of the city anyway. I was trying to get answers from Rena, but I ended up being the one giving all the answers. With a bit of a wry smile on my face, I grabbed the handle of the axe and headed back to the worksite. Little deflection going on. The air grew colder as the sun slowly set. The Higurashi began their song, as if to tell me to stop and head home for the day. But just a bit more. Today, I would end it. When I first started, I chatted with Rena as I worked, but now I didn't have that luxury. Hoo-yah! You little... Damn it! I had swung the axe countless times today, just like this. Contact, shards of wood splintered. The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes. Ugh. I recalled that passage from the tabloid. One hit with something like this would smash someone's head in. Axes and pickaxes are not meant to be swung at people. Ever. With one last swing, the beam cracked apart. The weight I put behind the axe not only split through the beam, but it smashed the statue's shoulder as well. The arm came off with a sickening sound. It clattered down noisily, stopping at my feet. Huh?
What's the matter? Are you hurt?
Sorry, the figure's arm. I broke it off.
Oh, that's all? I thought Keiichi-kun hurt himself.
I probably had a really guilty look on my face. Rena said that without a hint of dismay as she smiled. We just need to tape back on, put a coat over him. Nobody'll even notice.
I see. Let's pull him out then. Can you get that side?
Okay. They still haven't found one of the arms. I laughed dryly at how pathetic I was for considering that the arm flopping down and rolling at my feet would be such a bad omen. But both Rena and Mion knew how sickening the incident was, so they pretended that they didn't know. I'd looked it up all by myself, and shamefully enough, I was scared. You're pathetic, Keiji Mebara. All right, Rena, let's do this in one go. Ready? And...
Whoa! We did it! We did it, Keiichi-kun! Yay!
The right time to give 3 cheers. That moment of 2 days' work bearing fruit. He who was brought to Hinamizawa covered in filth to meet his end. Instead, we were able to welcome him back. You're pretty lucky, Colonel Sanders. Your new master is a pretty decent person.
Oh, Colonel Sanders, he really is cute.
It didn't matter that he was dirty. Rena nuzzled him cheerfully with her cheek. I was dead tired, but seeing Rena's happy face made it all worth it. I'll help you carry it back. It'd be bad if it gets dark.
Yeah, right. I really want to thank you, Keiichi-kun. I won't forget this.
I'll think real hard about how you can repay me.
Whoa. I wonder what kind of repayment. I wonder.
For now, I'd just hold back my evil cackle. What's up, Exac? For all things considered, it is a pretty relaxing story so far. We're 4 episodes in, so 4 sub-chapters within the 13-chapter Chapter 1, okay? Onikakushi Hen that came out in August of 2002, and we're really setting the stage. Meeting the characters, learning the world. I don't know where this goes. Obviously, it was prefaced by both Ryukishi 07 as well as just culturally that this goes to pretty dark places. But for the moment, it's just 4 girls and the new kid in school just being friends and, you know, enjoying their time around a small town in rural Japan. Nancy doesn't believe it. I'm kind of with Nancy. There's some scary stuff, but like, you know, a murder in any town is scary. I remember, yeah. This is like a communal lie. It's like, it tricks people into reading all of it. It's like, oh, horror's coming. We were ready to take it to her house, but we couldn't go like this. We rolled the statue up in the tarp and lifted him. And so Jack and Jill went down the hill, carrying a human-sized bag and an unsheathed axe. I prayed that we wouldn't run into Tomitake-san. Oh, if he saw us here and took a picture, we'll need to get rid of him. LOL. What was that? Is that meant to be a warning for an outsider like me? Something struck me as odd about the words Tomitake-san, unable to grasp my sense of humor, had left behind. Wow. Okay. Wow. I thought we were going to get a little bit more. That was a nice quick episode. Nice breezy little episode. Operation Colonel Sanders was a success. Rena and Keiichi got him out. I love the omen that him breaking the arm off of Colonel Sanders is like echoing around in his brain. I love all like the echoing. I think it's very fun because we're, about 4 hours into this now. All things considered, not like super far, but Far enough to be like 4 hours into a TV show, 4 episodes in, and the way that we're getting these callbacks from like 2 weeks ago, the tabloid echoes, Tomitake-san's words echo, Mion and Rena's just complete ignorance or perceived, feigned ignorance of what happened in this town echoes back. Super, super, super cool. We're going to view the new tip. Don't you worry, Street. You ready? This one goes out to Respectable Street. What kind of name is Rena?
Rena's not here. Do you know where she is, Keiichi?
Huh? She was just there, actually. Hey, Mion, where did Rena go?
Rena? Didn't she go to the washroom? She did say that she's been having bowel troubles today.
I hadn't heard anything about that. Satoko, do you know where Rena went?
Rena-san, you say? I just passed her in the hallway. Rena-san has class duties today, so she's off to water the flower bed.
Ah, it was Rena's turn for class duty. Sounds like a drag.
Rena, Rena, Rena. Upon hearing it repeated, a thought came to my mind. It is rude to say this about someone's name, but it was a weird name. It's like some foreigner's name. What kind of name is Rena, I wonder? What kind of kanji does her name use?
Rena is her nickname. She has a proper name as well.
What? Really? I was sure that Rena Ryugu was her real name.
Well, I can understand you making that mistake, since we all only call her Rena-san.
She even signs her name as Rena. It's like it's her real name in school. I wonder what her real name is. Let's ask her when she comes back. Satoko and Rika-chan looked at each other.
You don't need to ask her. We'll tell you what it is.
It's the Rei from Ore and Na from Nara. Her real name is Reina Ryugu.
Reina, is it? So it's read out as Rena instead of Reina. Pretty interesting reading.
No, that's not it. Reina is the correct way.
Rena-san had told us that she wanted us to call her Rena, so we call her Rena-san.
Kei-chan, Rena is Rena, you know? Only strangers call her Reina. You get where this is going?
I understood what Mion was saying. It didn't matter what her real name was, only what names we used between us. Rena Ryugu is Rena. She's nobody other than that. So I was thinking, if I had a nickname, would you call me by that?
If it's good. So what do you want to be called?
Con man. Rena then came back into the classroom. One of the juniors near the door told Rena people were looking for her.
What's this now? Who's looking for me, I wonder? I wonder.
Seeing that, both Mion and I sneered. Bailiff, Ryugu doth show herself.
Con man, you're quite sinister. What is this? What is this? Keiichi-kun and Mi-chan are an evil bailiff and a con man?
Damn you, Renanosuke Ryugu! Today doth be when thou meetest thy maker. Have at thee!
What? Suke-san, Kaku-san, show them what for.
Aye, aye, sir.
I expect my fee to be paid to my Swiss bank account.
Since it's come to this, we have no choice. We'll just have a grand battle with 5 people. Rena's fierce punches exploded just as soon as she had shown her seal. The evil that was Mion and myself was vanquished in the end. I do hope that Rena does go on a journey to make the world a better place. How about heading to Parliament first?
Spare me. I'll get cute stuff for you on my travels.
The toll of the bell signaled that break time was over.
Come on, Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan. The teacher's coming.
I took Rena's hand and stood up. It was just as the teacher had entered the classroom. Just one more hour. Man, oh man. Gotta buckle down for just one more. Dude, I really like this. I really think it's great. End of chapter 4. Keeping things moving right along. You know, just about a third of the way through chapter 1. I really feel like I'm getting super endeared to each of these characters. I love the tips system. Again, I mentioned that the tips system of Higurashi was inspired by all of the contextual side story stuff that went on in the Blair Witch Project. I think that's really interesting that Rikishi 07 was super into how the Blair Witch Project was marketed and was like bummed out that it wasn't expressed that way in Japan just because of the language barrier. And so took this idea of like learning more about the characters, learning more from the world building of like newspaper clippings and dam project reports and tabloids and all of that you kind of gather this context. I think it's such a clever way to keep a very linear narrative flowing along. Like if you didn't want to read any of these, you really wouldn't miss much. But at the same time, it gives more to chew on, more to hang out with, and more to be a part of. Yeah. The new art, it's so different. It doesn't even necessarily feel right to me now that I'm 4 hours in. It's like Satoko seems way too normal in this. Satoko doesn't seem like a Gollum person, you know? Thank you so much everybody for hanging out. That'll do it for episode 4, chapter 4 of Higurashi Onikakushi Hen. Some tasty lore nuggets and Colonel Sanders removed. I was trying to tie it into chicken nuggets. I'd love to see the zombie tag in an animated episode. If I got good news for you, there's a full Higurashi anime. So all of the arcs are represented. It probably exists. I'm not going to dig for it while I'm still reading, but it is there. I mean, this is a huge cultural phenomenon. And yeah, I'm having a really good time. Thanks everybody. We're going to wind down here. That'll do it.